One Piece is the greatest shonen of all time, and Gear 5 proves it, and I'm going to explain why without any manga spoilers. One Piece has sold more over the last 20 years than any other anime. It's sold more comics than Batman. It's only sold less comics than Superman. Being the second best-selling comic in the world, it's obviously had some incredible moments over the years, but there is one defining moment in every shonen, and that is when the hero reaches the peak of their power. For Dragon Ball, it was when Goku reached Super Saiyan for the first time, and the anime world was in an uproar. And then, once again, when he reached Ultra Instinct, the internet exploded. For Naruto, it was when he defeated Pain, with Sage Mode and the power of the Six Tails, finally achieving his main goal, which wasn't just to become Hokage, but was to win over the townspeople and become their hero. For Ichigo, it was when he defeated Aizen in his Mugetsu form, giving up all his power entirely but sacrificing that self to stop Aizen. For One Piece, this moment is Gear 5, and it perfectly showcases what it is that makes One Piece the greatest anime of all time. There are a number of reasons why One Piece is the GOAT. First off, we have its incredible world building. There are literally dozens of islands in One Piece, which all have their own unique cultures. There's an island where everything is long, even the dogs, even the trees, even some random guy wearing stilts. There is an island, Sabaody Archipelago, which is just full of bubbles, which people use to get around. You've got islands that are full of cross-dressers. You've got Cactus Island. Cactus Island is the most amazing one, because from a distance, it looks as if it's made up of cactuses, with all those spikes coming out of it. When you get closer to the island, you realize that it's an island of assassins, and that the spikes in the cactuses are actually graves. No matter how much you hate One Piece, you can't deny that One Piece has the most complex and diverse world of any anime. Another one of the reasons why One Piece is such a good anime is that it ages like a fine wine. The more you watch One Piece, the better it gets. You've probably heard the meme about, oh yeah, One Piece gets good after you get past episode 500, 757,000. That's when it really starts to peak. The reason this meme exists is because One Piece just gets better as it goes. Oda started writing this 20 years ago. He's much more experienced now. As each year goes by, he gets a little bit better. Because of this, One Piece just gets better as it goes. One proof? Just look at the villains. Alvida is the first villain we see, and she's meh. But then we get Kuro, who's okay, he's not bad. But if we jump ahead, we get to Crocodile, Doflamingo, Blackbeard. I mean, Doflamingo alone is a contender for best anime villain of all time. There's way too many points I could make why One Piece is so good. But if I could pick just one thing to showcase what makes One Piece such a good anime, it would be Gear 5. But what makes Gear 5 so special? Why is it better than all those other power-ups? And why does it prove that One Piece is the greatest of all time? Gear 5 is the most creative power-up of all time. It creates a situation where the fighting style is so bizarre and unusual that you have no idea what's going to happen next. Nothing is predictable. I don't care how big-brained, super IQ you think you are. When Gear 5 comes out, nobody knows what Luffy is going to do next. Not to mention the fact that Gear 5 has been foreshadowed for over 2 decades. You've already seen Gear 5 multiple times, and you don't even realize it. You first saw it in Skypiea. While camping around the fire, Luffy almost exactly matches the figure of Nika dancing in that exact same pose. I've heard some people say that this is just a coincidence and that One Piece fans are just grasping at straws, but Oda was asked what his favourite 3 panels were that he's ever drawn, and this was the 3rd one. He picked only 3, and out of those 3 that he picked, out of the tens of thousands of panels that he could have drawn, he chooses this random, completely, seemingly insignificant scene. The only reason he would pick such a random scene is if there was something special about it. The second time we saw Nika was in Impel Down. Remember, Nika is the god who frees slaves. And here we have Luffy standing before these prisoners with the sun shining behind him before he frees them. Nika had been foreshadowed from the beginning of the series. The first arc is called Romance Dawn. Jinbei and Arlong are of the Sun Pirates, and even the song Brook sings, Bink Sake references the drums of liberation and the coming of the dawn. But I guess this is all just a coincidence. Some people like the YouTuber Villain D even managed to guess what Gear 5 was going to be before it even came out. But even those people didn't guess just how ridiculous it was going to be. What makes One Piece so great is that it'll take the wackiest, most insane ideas and somehow pull them off. One Piece is the weird brother of the big three. Even the way Luffy grows stronger is weird. Naruto grows stronger while training under Jiraiya. Luffy got stronger while saving an army of drag queens. Ichigo powers up by gaining a new form for a Zanpakuto. Luffy turns himself into a helicopter. Luffy has always been the king of weird power-ups, and then Gear 5 still blows them all away. Luffy will shrink down to a baby in one scene, and then despite all reasonable logic, we'll still take him seriously moments later. A lot of anime just feels like a different version of the same thing. But One Piece has always felt like it's different. It's for all of these reasons that One Piece is the GOAT. And if you haven't already seen Gear 5, you'll know what I mean when you do. Jujutsu Kaisen's latest episode just came out, and it blew people away. Now, if you're already watching this, you probably agree with me that Jujutsu Kaisen is a great anime, but I think by the end of this video, you'll struggle to disagree with me when I say that Jujutsu Kaisen is not just great, but might just be the perfect anime.